Welcome back to Build. I'm your host, Ricky Camilleri, and our next guests are two of the stars of the incredibly funny new sitcom coming to NBC in February, Indebted, where Abby Elliott and Jessy Hodges star with Adam Pally, Fran Drescher, and Steven Weber in a show about family, generational differences, and all of the comedy that comes with it. Please welcome Abby Elliott and Jessy Hodges. Let's hear it. Hi.
Hey.
Thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure.
Congrats on being a part of this incredible cast. I think it's probably one of the better casts to come along in a sitcom in a really long time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What was it like when you guys were all shooting the pilot together and you have basically a room full of insane talent?
And insane people.
Yes. You've got Adam as well.
Yeah. And then there's Adam. He's on another level. It was great.
It was
I mean,
so
we
fun.
became a family so quickly and got to know each other very fast. And now we kind of interact with each other like as a real family.
Yeah, I mean, truly shooting the pilot, like first week of knowing each other, we were already acting like a family. Everyone was weirdly comfortable around each other. It was just, it is like it's a special group of people for sure.
And all of them seem very nice on top of that, I have to say.
So nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
And so
Thank
funny.
you. Yeah, there's
And
not
then there's
one.
Adam.
Yeah.
And then there's Adam, who just can't not cynically remark on everything that comes across his eyes as it happens. What was it like? What was it like shooting the pilot? You know, there's always stories about how these things work, where there's like lots of people sort of figuring it out while you're shooting the pilot, or do you basically, as actors, come on and the script is essentially figured out, and that's what you shoot?
I would say it changed a bit. It didn't change too much.
Yeah.
We kind of got cast first, and then Fran and Steven came on. So we were like in the
Fran heard that I was involved and she was like, I gotta do it.
So we were like kind of in the first round.
Yeah.
So we got to know each other a little better, I think, before that. And we had also met at a wedding like 6 months before where we sat next to each other and fell in love. So, you know, there wasn't that much. We were just best
The two of
friends.
you met at a wedding where
Yeah,
you fell
yeah.
in love.
We
Yeah.
were serendipitously seated next to each other.
This is prior to this show even being
Yes.
Twinkle in Anyone's Eye.
Yes.
Right.
And then I got to the audition and I saw Abby and I was like, yay, oh no, she's gonna get the part. Because I was like, oh, she's auditioning for the same part as me.
Yeah,
And
I
then
thought
when
the
I
same
realized
thing.
that wasn't the case, I was like, oh, please let us be on a show together.
Yeah. Yeah. And our husbands actually were in Oklahoma together in
high school.
at New Trier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a close family thing at
It
this
is.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our dogs,
It's true. She's
They
not
met at
kidding.
a doggy daycare. Yeah.
they do.
Did
They
really?
go to daycare together.
Yeah, we go to work together and the dogs go to work together.
So one of the things that I like about the show, outside of everyone being very nice, is that it feels like everybody that casts in this is just kind of funny in their own way. Oftentimes when you watch sitcoms, it's like, oh great, the writers gave whoever the stars of this show are good lines, but these aren't really like funny people.
Yes.
Whereas everybody in this show, almost no matter what they say, even though the writing is good, you guys are gonna be funny in a way. Does it feel like that when you're on set, especially with Steven and Adam and the two of you, and Fran, Jesus, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the most naturally funny
That's-
person.
Very nice. And it really does feel that way.
It does.
Everyone makes me laugh so hard. Everyone's also very funny in unique ways. But as you're saying, like, luckily we have wonderful writers, so it's not a problem. But these are truly people, Abby included, everyone who like can say anything and make me laugh.
Yeah.
That's really how it feels.
Steven Weber has never been funnier. And I was saying this to you in the green room, and I think it's because he's such a beautiful man that he's always cast as just like
Yes.
handsome man, leading
God, it's
man.
hard
Yeah.
to be hot.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I
I've been
mean-
saying, no, I'm just kidding.
But he really is enjoying this so much. And
gets
it's
to be weird.
so fun to watch him just like have the best time with it. And yeah, he gets to be weird. And he also, because we all know each other so well at this point, he will do something in a scene, I'll know that he's doing it. Other people will be talking that I'll be trying to focus on, the scene.
Acting.
And he'll be trying to make us laugh, which I have to think of like the worst things that have happened to me in my life to not laugh. And
So are there like single like
doesn't always
ISOs
work.
of you almost crying while people are having a funny conversation around you?
Yeah. It's so
He's
No,
so
he's so funny.
he's like brutally funny because he's also he'll just say he has such a crazy mind. He'll say the craziest things, and it's just like, truly, you are the only person in the world who could think of that.
But he is this great example of what I really liked about watching his performance is that the way he plays this character could go a number of ways. You could play it as just sort of like a kind of banal, boring boomer dad who spends money, but every line he finds some sort of weird quirk or tick or offbeat manner in which to say it, which is like, that didn't need that, but I love it. Like,
Yes.
why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's so fun to watch him find that too in rehearsals.
Yes.
And take things again, and
Yeah. And to watch him be the like sneaky star of the show. I mean, everyone's amazing, but Steven, he is really like clicking into something that is working.
Yeah.
Like when he shows up, I think it's either in the first or in the pilot or the second episode where he shows up vaping, and him holding the vape was so stupid and funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that extra layer with the vape, it just adds something, because it is like that boomer parent who, now they're kind of allowed to vape in front of people, which they don't have to sneak it anymore, and he's owning it.
Talk about the characters that you play. We've talked about Steven and Adam and Fran, but talk about who you play.
So I play Rebecca. I play Dave's wife and the daughter-in-law of Fran and Steven. And I am kind of caught in the middle of all this chaos. My in-laws have moved into my house. And she is really cool. She's like grounded and down to earth. And I haven't played a character like that really ever in my career.
What do you feel like you've mostly played?
Just like crazy bitches, or bitchy. And I love doing that. I really do. And I love finding like the like grounded version of that. But this is just like, oh, this is me. And it's was scary at times to say jokes as myself and not put on a voice and not, raise an eyebrow.
But there is something fun about playing bitchy, right? I mean, in the same way that for men, it's like hugely fun to play the biggest dick in the room,
right?
Because you just get to tap into the worst id aspect.
Yeah, everyone you hate.
It's like zone in,
But so this was challenging and vulnerable.
You have to be you.
I have to be me. Yeah.
And you have to find a way to, at the same time, perform while being a kind of a subtle version of you.
Exactly. And hit jokes while also like acting.
Especially
as opposed to presenting.
Sitcom acting, which is a form of presenting in a way.
It is, but there is so much heart, and I feel like because my character is kind of like this catalyst of the voice of reason, and I have to kind of drive, some of the story lines where other characters get to be insane, because of that.
The straight man, for lack of a better way
She
to put
is.
it.
I am. I mean, I have some really fun stuff too.
Yeah. But you have the hardest job on the show. Like, Abby is, I think, really the heart of the show, and having to ground a lot of the crazy stuff and also be like slyly just as funny as everyone else, which is tricky when you're not playing like crazy character.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't hide behind that, Yeah.
Well, and episode, I don't know if it's episode 2 or 3, and I don't want to give anything away because they're premiering next month, but you get to be a little bit crazy with the Gifted Kid episode where you really get into it. Although I was shocked that that wasn't a 2-parter considering how big the lie was that Adam's character
there were
did.
a lot of
and
lies.
that your character at the end was kind of like, okay. I was like, no, that's a huge fucking lie. Are you kidding? He's in the doghouse for a month.
Yeah, we need to bring that back.
Yeah. Talk about your character.
I play Joanna. So I'm Dave, Adam Pally's sister, and the daughter of these two crazy parents, Abby's sister-in-law. And Joanna's the only one who does not live in the house. I have my own cool studio apartment. And so
Is it next door?
It's close by.
Okay.
It's close by.
What I thought.
It's in like a cooler neighborhood.
It's like a set over.
Yeah. I have like exposed brick. Yeah. But I kind of feel like I get to be the eyes and voice of the audience who I'm just looking in on this situation being like, this is wild, and I get to enjoy it. I have no responsibility. I get to comment on it. And for me, like speaking to what Abby's talking about, I feel Joanna's just like really, really cool. She's really laid back. She's really content in a lot of ways. And so I get to play this kind of like most relaxed, most chill version of myself.
But she's having, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler, but she's having relationship issues or issues with finding a relationship.
She's trying to find the woman of her dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I actually thought that sequence was so sad where like she kept going on dates and no one liked her.
Yeah.
She seems all right. Why is everyone being mean to her?
You become invested. It really in like Joanna's personal life. Too.
Yeah.
Like every episode, I was like, wait, is she gonna meet the one this week? What's gonna happen?
I think just making the suitors or what like so disappointed in Joanna and kind of nasty about it makes you invest so much more in Joanna as well.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm cool. What's weird? I'm weird. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to find love and maybe in all the wrong places. I don't know.
How is it working with Adam? I don't know if I've ever seen Adam do a multicam sitcom
This is
before.
his first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great at it as per
He's
usual.
so great at it, and
great
he
at
like
comedy.
totally brings his own spin to it, and in true Adam form. And it is Adam in the show.
Never thought he would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And it is so fun watching him do it because it's a really rigid structure. It's very rhythmic. Yeah. And he is anything but rigid. But of course, the thing about Adam is he's extremely smart and extremely funny and talented, and he manages to just be like really loose within and improvise within this rhythm and this structure in which that really should not be possible.
Right.
But he makes it work.
All
and
the
he's
while,
so
like
good.
making everybody else look good too.
Yeah, we hate him.
Yeah.
We don't like him. He's so good.
And we briefly touched on her a little bit, but Fran Drescher, who's in the front of this sort of like Lifetime movie poster, right? Doesn't this look
I like to think of her as Jesus.
Yeah, but like this sort of ghostly fade in the back here.
I
looks
know.
Like
I know.
they're going to be murdered by them or something.
Yeah.
Or they already were
something
murdered.
Or they
by
were
them.
murdered,
Yeah,
right? And they're
yeah.
haunting them.
Yeah. Death becomes her.
Becomes Fran. Talking about working with Fran.
She's amazing. I mean, she just has like this comic timing that is just ingrained in her, and she knows exactly what works and exactly how to use her body as an instrument. And she knows herself really well and what she does really well. I mean, it's just like she's perfected it. She's perfected the character of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sort of all that you want on a show like this in a way.
Yeah, and she's, this role is written for her, and she's, plugged into it, and it's really fun to watch, and also we're learning so much from her.
Yeah, she's really simply just so funny.
Yeah.
And this role is hilarious because she's a baby boomer. She's this next generation. In the show, she's the third generation because the kids are in the show too. So it's the kids and then us and then them. Mm-hmm. But in true Fran, she's super young and modern and funny and smart, and she just brings a lot to it. It's very, I think, kind of unexpected.
Them together, their relationship in the show is like one of my favorite parts of the show.
Fran and Steven?
Fran and Steven.
It's sexy.
It's sexy.
It gets sexy.
It does, and they're both sexy.
From the beginning, it's sexy. They're talking about their sex life quite regularly in the beginning, right?
Yeah. But you don't see that on TV, which is really, it's fun to watch these characters that are in love, and not, at all.
Yeah, it's fun to watch her like be the mom and pronounce things wrong and kind of laugh about that or not know social media or whatever, but then also be like really hot and have this
and
like,
empowered in another way.
really fun relationship with her husband. It's great.
I think we have time for a couple questions from the audience. Who is it right here? Hi.
Hi, I'm so excited to see the show. My question is for like actors who want to get into comedy and sitcom. Like, do you have any advice on or like what you all did as far as like taking improv classes or just advice in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped out of Marymount Manhattan. I was there for theater.
I almost went there.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a great school, but I had a I had trouble with being in New York.
She just wasn't a great
and
student.
I was a terrible student, and I never went to class. But
You
then
say trouble with being in New York. Do you mean New York was a lot of you having a fun time in New York?
I was having a fun time, and I was having so much fun that, like, why would I ever go to class?
New York would have
This is New
destroyed
York.
me if I went to college.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I went on like a farm, and I
That's what I
got
should've
kind of
done.
destroyed there, but I at least had a farm
Yeah.
to like hold me. New York,
Yeah.
I would have been.
I
just
went to
lost.
college 2 blocks away
Yeah.
at
How did,
NYU.
you, how did you do it?
I focused, guys. I just used discipline. Some of us
Right?
can
Wow.
focus. No, I was
Cool, narc. Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like Abby, I think Abby is like more of a free spirit actually than I am, which is funny because our characters are kind of different. Like I was a rule follower, and I was just following the rules.
Yeah, I had to go to LA. I was ready, and I took improv classes, and I did UCB and Groundlings, and I learned so much there and met the best people. And I took just acting classes too. Like every place that someone told me was good, I took a class at, and
I did the
Leslie
exact
Kahn. and-
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any great bad acting class experiences? They're some of my favorite experiences.
I have something
Great
I'm thinking
bad-
about
yeah.
that I can't talk about.
Oh no, okay, that's fine. I put you guys on the spot anyway. Sorry.
No. You know that like repetition game, the game where I think it's Meisner.
Yeah, repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I farted in the middle of.
Oh, that's
that.
fantastic.
That's a good story?
That's pretty good. And then did the other person fart back?
They farted back.
That would be.
Like,
if
I got
someone-
you.
Oh,
That would be so good.
that's good. That's good. That would be the best actor on planet Earth.
yes
The person who
anding.
could fart back.
Yeah,
Who could yes
yeah.
and back.
They just kind of push each other with more farting until
You gotta just fart and fart.
Yeah. Endless farts.
That was the name of the acting class.
Endless
Yeah.
farts. The studio.
Yeah, I mean, there are always like acting classes are embarrassing and there are horrible stories and probably lots of people being taken advantage of, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But actually, specifically for sitcom, I took a class at John Rosenfeld Studios in LA, and sitcom is so formulaic. It's so like there's basically a laugh every 3 lines. There are misdirects and turns and all these like weird actory, techniques and devices. And I didn't know about all of those. So it's cheesy, but it was really helpful for someone to be like, well, if you say it quiet first and then you say it loud the next time, it's going to be funnier. And then you do that and you're like, oh my God, that is funnier. And I don't even know why.
And learning like what a reversal is.
Yeah.
And like to put.
What's a reversal?
It's like when you say something and then immediately negate it, or even it could be like a noise. What you were saying. You say something quietly and then.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of a good
I
example.
know.
on
I'm
the
like,
spot.
I hope
It's like,
I'm
No, I basically.
describing it correctly. But
Yeah.
yeah, and also I was taught to put like a phrase in front of the sentence that I'm about to say. What I was thinking was blah blah blah. I've been thinking about this,
You mean like to think
to
that,
like,
not
to think
to
it
actually
in your
say
head,
it.
not to actually
Yeah.
say it,
Yeah.
to get you into the direction.
Oh, because the lines
where the
themselves
line is
are
going.
stripped down so much to,
Yeah,
to,
to
to make for
jokes.
time.
So it gives you
yeah.
intention. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's That's
Yeah.
actually a pretty good tip.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really common thing. I'm trying to think if there's a name for it, but if there's a line that you're saying like, can I have the milk? Then you put next to it like what you're actually thinking, which is like, I hate you. So it's like, can I have the milk? You know, or whatever, or you think I love you. Can I have the milk?
Right.
Thank you for directing that my way and not the hate, and the hate at the audience. That's great. My show. Thank you. One more question.
Hi, I'm Francine Jacquet, and my question
Hi.
is for Abby.
Yeah.
You were hilarious on Add Mom Out.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I'm wondering, how is it different from playing the daughter and playing the mom?
From playing the daughter on
Add Mom Out.
Odd Mom Out. I was also a mother on Odd Mom Out, although I never had any interactions with the kids because Brooke Von Weber was in her own world. And
She was an
so
absentee mother.
to actually, play like to play a nurturing mom is really fun because I hope to be that one day. But yeah, it's different. It's definitely a more grounded character. Brooke, while I tried to play her as grounded as possible, she was this kind of broad Upper East Side bitch. And so yeah, it's different. I love playing a character that's close to myself.
Thank you so much for being here and talking to me about Indebted. It's such a wonderful show. It comes to NBC February 6th is the premiere, right?
Yes. Yep.
And everybody give them a huge round of applause for premiere. Abby and Jessica,
Thank you
let's
for
hear it.
having us.
Thank you.